This is the live webcast coming to you from Innovfest Unbound 2018. I'm Mark Laudi here at the SANS Convention and Exhibition Centre. And of course, the Accenture display here with around 50 SMEs and startups that Accenture's helping to change the world is drawing a very large crowd. I also want to introduce Keith Carter, who's one of the speakers from NUS, formerly with Accenture. You were here, Keith, to talk about AI and demystifying AI.
That's right.
So first of all, let's get one thing straight. What is AI really? Because so many people are throwing this word around when actually they don't really mean AI.
That's the challenge today. AI in 2018 is struggling because of one key missing component, the resolution of data. Data itself is not well defined, well captured enough for us to really achieve Isaac Asimov's dream of what artificial intelligence meant.
Dream, nightmare, more like. But still, so AI, a lot of it is machine learning. There's actually nothing intelligent about AI, isn't it?
Well now, if we say machine learning, I like to call it fast pattern matching. We're feeding it information to a system, and it comes up with, hey, this is a cat, or this is your next best move. Artificial intelligence is, I've never seen this before, but I can come up with some ideas of how to use it, or seize opportunities, or avoid risks.
And are we there yet?
Not in 2018, but many companies and National University of Singapore were researching it. We're looking at quantum computing, which is the computing power necessary to get to there. We're looking at how we capture data and I personally look at alternative sources of data that gives us a better picture of what's happening in real life.
Right.
So let me give it a quick example, if I may. When we teach a machine about chats, and chatbots have broadly at this point failed. The challenge with chats is, if I send you a message, or all of us have experienced a time of receiving a message where, what did the person mean? Were they happy? Were they sad when they sent this? Was it angry? And let me get on the phone and ask.
There's something very ambiguous, right? Leads to all sorts of misunderstandings.
That's right. And so the missing piece is, we don't have the feeling, we don't have the context. The feeling and emotion wasn't fed to the machine to say, this is what the chat meant. So today we don't have that data resolution. We need to increase how much data, the breadth of our data.
And smileys won't do to capture the emotion?
Smileys are a start. They are a start.
So what are the sorts of questions that people usually come to you with where you say, you know, let me just put you back on track, there's a misconception here?
One of the key ones is, hey, if I give you this data, can you tell me how I should run my business? We say, slow down, wait a second. And that's where the misconception of AI, in church, one of the older gentlemen came over to me and said, oh, you work at School of Computing, that means you're doing AI, right? It's as if everything with computing is now AI. The key misconception is it's a magic pill or silver bullet. It's not yet. It takes discipline. We need to have the right question, then we need to have the right process in place to have the information go to the right person at the right time in order to improve outcomes. So my AI is actionable intelligence. Without that, right information in the right person's hands at the right time to improve outcomes, that's real AI.
Yeah. Any other myths that you want to bust for us just quickly in our live webcast?
The key other myth would be, how do we measure this? What's the measurement and actual results? We take a data scientist right out of school, put them into a business and say, give me very good algorithm results, 75% accuracy, 85% accuracy, decimal point accuracy in business. The biggest challenge is for the business leader, is this a success? Should I depend on my bonus and my objectives? Should it depend on this algorithm that this data scientist just came up with? The myth is that that data scientist is delivering it. No, the data scientist is actually right in the business themselves. The people that have been working with business know the intricacies of the relationships and then sit down at a system and say, hey, now I can answer this, the information's at my fingertips. That's where we're really getting the answers from to make a big change in business and measuring that result. Did we deliver the dollars we needed to?
Yes. At the end of the day, the buck stops where the buck stops.
That's right.
One final question, and that is about the sign here behind you. And it's also here in the book that's on display here at the Accenture exhibit. it doesn't say human or machine, it says human plus machine. And I just wonder, particularly for all those people who are worried that AI is somehow going to eat their lunch and that they're going to be out of a job, and you must hear these concerns all the time, Keith. Does that plus sign give us hope?
Mark, you're exactly right. It certainly gives us hope. The fact is that the AI is not here to remove or eliminate jobs. In fact, we're going to see more jobs created than ever before. It'll be different jobs though. If companies are spending money continuously training machines, the idea should be to spend money continuously training your people, because we're at an inflection point, a tipping point, where the jobs of the past, of knowing a spreadsheet, of being on the computer, are things that are going back. Now we need to really be able to throw the data in and have intuitive results about it, know what the next step should be. But it implies new jobs in master data management, new jobs and new roles in managing and harnessing algorithms. Those are not jobs that have traditionally been around, but they're going to be what people are coming in for. And so later at a procurement conference where I'll be speaking, the first question people will ask is, well, who should you hire? I'll say programmers, and that everyone should be getting into and understanding systems and programming. So the last point on this is continuous learning. We started off by saying companies should continuously train. That means consider coming to National University of Singapore, executive education, and other executive education programs to understand about advanced computing and how it can make a difference in career and lives.
All right, thank you very much, well spoken. Keith Carter from NUS here at the Accenture exhibit at the Innovfest Unbound 2018 conference. Later on this afternoon, and in fact over the next 2 days, we'll be talking to many more people who'll be filling you in on some of the key trends under discussion. AI obviously is one. We'll also be talking to more of the startups that Accenture has brought here. The Accenture Unbound 50 ASEAN, some of the top startups in the region. I'm Mark Laudi. I'll be back with you with another live report in just a few moments.